Okay, so I'm almost done with the YouTube. So now, over the years, people have been using this prepaid, but they've not been registering it appropriately. And some, they will register this prepaid, and at the end of the day, they found out that the prepaid service that they have actually registered, they cannot get the desire, the report when it is time for them to generate invoice. So management looked at it and said, oh, if this is the case, why can't we develop a solution that whatever that we are collecting, we document whatever we are collecting, and because we document it at any given time we want to raise an invoice, this invoice we should be able to generate the invoice online and send this to the customer. So this solution has been built for over 10 years now, if I'm not mistaken. But fortunately, a lot of us don't really know what this prepaid service is all about. So we are not really this postpaid service is all about. Able to generate the invoice online. Okay, sorry, and send this to the customer. So okay, sorry, it's the YouTube channel that is on. So I'm just testing it, sorry. Okay. So I'm done with the YouTube channel. I'll just send the link now to the NIPOST ICT group for people to actually go to the YouTube group and do the needful. Okay. Are we together? Okay. Okay, back to the class. Okay, you're welcome. Once again, I think the YouTube channel is actually turned on. So those people who cannot log in, they can actually go to the YouTube channel, and do the needful by following us on the YouTube. The only difference is that they may not be able to ask questions. They can only follow up with what we are doing right now. So now this credit service we are talking about is actually EMS credit service. It is only EMS that do credit service. No other agents do credit service. Only no other services do credit services in NIPOS. Only EMS. And this credit service it has a procedure. Customers, it's not everybody that actually goes through the credit service. These are recognized, registered customers. So for you to be a credit service customer, the first thing you need to do is to approach NIPOS. You approach NIPOS, you register with NIPOS, they open a file for you. So now if they open a file for you, I think they have a seed capital that you put in the account, 10,000 naira. But though people don't really follow this, but that is actually the procedure. You put a seed capital of 10,000 naira in that account. It means that you'll be sending items. You'll be sending items. You have that privilege of sending items, even international. You can send as much as 100,000. You can send as much as 200,000, even a million naira, as the case may be. And at the end of the month, the invoice is generated to you and you have to pay, right? So this credit service, they've actually automated the credit service, but it has not really gone very far. We've tried every possible means to see how we can actually train people on this credit service. Almost all the time that we go for training at EGO, we just rush the credit service and people they don't even have the privilege of asking questions. So now today you have that privilege. I'm going to take this credit service for about 1 hour, 30 minutes and thereabout. So you will be able to deal with all the aspects of the credit service, and you have that privilege of actually asking questions concerning the credit service. So the first thing you need to have just the username and the password. So I'm going to use the username and the password which I've provided. So I'm going to click on this. So I'm going to register. What will happen is that maybe as time goes on, I'm going to go to the live portal so that you'll be able to see how the credit service actually work in the live environment, different from what it, though it's this almost the same thing, but in the live environment, you'll be able to see live transactions. You see how credit service customers are actually relating with NIPOST. Now, for you, you have a username and a password. The credit customer has to register for. So the first point of call for credit customers is registration. So you need to register these customers online. You need to register them in the platform. And who does this registration for credit customers? Anybody can do the registration. You know, we already have customers that are already registered manually. Now we're going to key in these customers that have registered manually, so we can go into the system and capture the old listing. So we go to mail services. You can see that I have still on this counter services. I'm going to see mail services. So now you can see that it's not everybody that actually has this information. So I can go to EMS. Just you can see that I'm going to EMS. I'm going to see corporate address book. So this is the place that actually registered my company. So now I can add the address book by one. I can add the address book by bulk. I can also view the address book. So for instance, I'm going to add the address book by one. It means that I want to register the credit customer. That means for the new ones that are coming, I can just register them at once. So this is the first thing that you do in credit customer. So for instance, now the new this thing, I'm going to pick up the state where this though we are operating zone, but you know that the 36 state plus FCT 37 has not actually been cancelled in Nigeria. So we are still, it's NIPOST that is operating the zonal structure. The states are actually still existing. It's the group of states put together that makes up the zones that we're actually talking about. Now, so we can now say, for instance, we cannot have a state cut into two and one follows a zone and the other one follows a zone. Like for instance, now you see Kwara. You cannot say part of Kwara, that is part of Kogi, should go to FCT, and the other one should go to, because there's a part of Kwara that is close to FCT, close to Kogi. So you cannot say that one should be in Abuja zone. Rather, they are all in Ibadan. So the zone is actually grouped according to states. So we're going to pick the state. So I'm going to take, because I'm residing in Gariki, so I'm going to pick FCT. That my credit customer, who I'm registering right now, is going to be in FCT. So I pick the FCT. So I pick the FCT. I'm going to pick the name. So I'm going to pick Sunday, and Mary Enterprise. I can also say Sunday and Mary Enterprise, right? So there's always a registration number. So I'm going to give a registration number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So I have office address. The beauty of this credit customer is that, you know, most of our people are actually not doing the right thing. If not, naturally, a credit customer is supposed to have a very comprehensive address, you're right? A comprehensive number. So I'm going to put a number. Okay, this is the number. Supposed to have a fax number. So if it doesn't have a fax, you can just put the phone number as part of the fax. Then comprehensive office address. So this is office address, and contact person. Supposed to have a contact person. So I can say the contact person is Sunday or Motoshow. So this is the contact person that we're going to contact. So we submit. It means Sunday and Mary Enterprise have actually been registered as a credit customer. This is the first point of call. It has been registered. Now let's go back to registration as well again. So we can come here and I say, okay, corporate address book. We can decide to say bulk. So we click on the bulk address. It means that we can download a sample. This is a sample. There's always a sample on IPMN. So we can download the sample and fill in the sample the way it's done in the Excel. And we'll come here, we upload it. That means all the old ones that you have. I don't see any reason why we should create an Excel this thing and upload, because it's just about 3-4 boxes. So even if you have, and I believe that there is no any office that has credit customers that is more than 200. So even if it's 200, within a week, you would have been able to key in this 200 I am credit customers. Now that you have keyed in the credit customers, the next thing is that credit customers, you are through with the credit customer registration, right? So the second part of what we are going to look at now is that, okay, when the customer, I've registered him, he has gone, but he wants to send a mail. So it comes to the counter. So we're going to go send the mail just the normal way that you send mail. So it comes to the counter with mails. So we click on counter manager service in order for us to get to the counter and register the mail for the customer. So please understand the process flow. Number one, registration. Number two, bringing the mails for registration. So we go to the counter, just the normal process flow. The only difference between this service and the on-demand service is that you're going to pick the credit, and the counter officer will not be held responsible for this because he didn't collect cash. So he will not be held responsible. But the beauty part of it is that the management will be able to know that, okay, Sunday and Mary Enterprise is owing us this, and why have they not paid, right? So we just come here under EMS, we're going to pick, now is, you will see the domestic number. If it is foreign, we pick foreign. But for now, because of IPS, it has not been integrated. We are not using it for foreign for now. So we use it for on demand. So this credit. So we can now say, okay, program credit customer. So you have on demand that is cash, you have program that is credit, you have the POS, and you have the wallet. But at this stage, we are dealing with credit. So we're going to pick the program, which is the credit service. So now we are looking at which office is it going to. So we can now say it's going to Ikeja GPO. So we pick Ikeja GPO. The system automatically tells us, okay, which region, which zone is direct. As you all know, those people who are just joining us for the very first time, who doesn't know about direct is where you have the airport link. Not every state actually has that direct. Some states only has intra-city, intra-region, and inter-region, that is nationwide. But some, like Abuja, Port Harcourt, and Lagos, they have what they call direct. So for instance, now I come here and I put the weight, this 0.1. So I put 0.1, automatically generates the amount for me. Whatever I still do with normal registration is still what I'm going to do with this. There's no difference between the normal registration and this. So I come here, I select the category, orders. You can see that, oh, they are red. This category doesn't really, it's not compulsory, so I can even ignore it. But the details, I can say later. I can put later as details. So now it generates the barcode for me. You can see when I'm doing credit, when I'm doing on demand, I'm doing POS, and I'm doing wallet, it will give me company name. But this time around, it gives me company name. So immediately the company name is not active. I can just say Mary, and it will bring out the Mary and Sunday Enterprise. So I click on Mary and Sunday Enterprise, right? You can see that I created this is the registration number, and this is the number of the post office 269. So we come here and I say, okay, it's sending it to Felix, right? Sending it to Felix Test, and then it's using, let's say, corporate. So I'm going to use Blessing Ortega. So I'm still going to use Felix Test. So I'm still going to use this. So I'm going to use Felix. So this is just what it is. So I register the mail. So you can see that it's the same process that I have. So the only difference between this is that before you can use this service, you need to register the customer. If you don't register the customer, so this mail has actually been registered successfully. Because if you don't register the customer, you may not be able to take it. Now, if you check very well, you can see that there is no anywhere I don't have privilege of. You can see that this is the letter, and you can see that it's on credit. And if you go to my cash book, you can see that it's program. You can see amount in hand. I don't have any money in hand. Are you seeing it now? Because it's on credit. So I have nothing to actually give back to this. So I can generate the receipt for the customer. Now, if I generate the receipt for the customer, you see that before now, it's supposed to ask me that I should pay. If it is not credit, I would have been asked to use the POS, or I've been asked to log in my e-wallet account in order for me to do the printing. But you can see that on the form, you can see all the names, you can see everything, EMS, you can see where it's going to, and you can see this, that it is credit, method of payment is credit. So I'm not held responsible in regard of this. So now, the same process, you can see that it is the same process. You see that there's no money to transfer to any CS cash. So you are not transferring any money to CS cash when it comes to the issue of credit service. All you just need to do in the credit service is to do the dispatch. So you click on the dispatch and you select the credit service. This is what I have just done today, so I can easily uncheck the orders. I can check the orders so that I can dispatch this alone. So I can put okay, sorry, let me put this one on hold. Sorry. So I'm going to dispatch only one because all of them they are on hold. So this is the one I'm spending. So I'm just going to put my name and put the PN and just say dispatch. So you can see that it's just the same process that you're seeing the mail office, you're seeing everything. The only difference is the registration and the registration of the credit customer and capturing of the credit customer service at the counter or at the back end. That is the difference. So you can see that credit service is very, very simple. It's not something that somebody should be killing his head for. It's a simple thing. Register the credit as a customer and you do only registration once. Now, the next stage is that this item has actually been dispatched to the mail office. So the person can key into the mail office. And that person so you can go to the mail office right now. This is the mail office. You're going to see the credit service item in the mail office. So it's actually going to Ikeja. So you can come here to the mail office. We see the item in the mail office. You also treat the item. You put the item also in the same bag, because once it is credit service, once you have collected it, it's at the collection point that you know that it's credit service. But at the back end, there is no any different, you don't differentiate whether it is credit service or not. So you see the problem we are having that I want ICT to be on the forefront for is the fact that a lot of people are using this credit service. Please, can you, Madam Ozo Amaka, please don't mute your speaker. Don't unmute it again. I've muted it for you. Okay, so thank you very much. So for instance, what the EMS, a lot of them are doing is that when an item is collected for credit service, the item is collected for on demand. After collecting the money, they go and register that item as a credit service customer. Now it's registered as a credit service, but unfortunate thing about it is that people are actually, this item will now go as a credit service and they will be delivered. Now, at the point of raising the invoice, they found out that this item was actually not entered. This item was not entered as a cash, but it was entered as a credit service. Now, when you now take the thing to NNPC, and they will put it under one particular credit service customer, the credit customer will now say, no, I didn't send this item. You say, no, you sent this item. And sometimes they will not even see the details of those items. And NIPOST just lost that money, and that money just gets into somebody's hand. So there are a lot of issues happening in the area of the credit service. They won't tell you, but people are actually making millions of naira. There is a syndicate, but ICT can be in the forefront and try to see that all credit customers, all offices that are operating credit customers are actually automated. People start using the credit service module. Now, like I told you the last time we met, I told you that once something is dispatched from the mail office, it goes straight to your TMPC. It doesn't go straight to anywhere. It goes straight to your TMPC because this is a post office, and every post office has a mail office. So I'm doing two training at the same time. Both the credit service, I'm doing mail office. I'm actually doing a little bit of repetition of the mail office so that we get to understand what we're doing too. So now, like I told you the last time, that when item goes to the mail office, every post office has a mail office. That means if you have Abaji post office, there's a mail office in the Abaji post office. If you have an office that is very, very small, like Maraba post office. Now, Maraba post office is in Abuja. I want to let you know that it has a mail office. We have an office called Caro post office. It's very small post office, but it has a mail office. We have an office called the headquarters. Whether you like it or not, the headquarters has a mail office, right? Now, if we have an office in a National Assembly, very small office, it has a mail office, right? So every post office has a mail office. So when you dispatch an item, the next place you're going to see the item is in your TMPC. It means that this item actually is programmed to go to TMPC. But the fortunate thing about it is that not every item that can go to the TMPC. Some items are not even, the post office dispatch direct from their office to NMDC. And even if they want to dispatch to even their TMPC, they just put them in a bag. They are not, the other TMPC is not expected to open that bag, right? So this kind of scenario is that, okay, I'm going to send something to Abeokuta from Shagamu, but Abeokuta is not to open the bag and resort the bag anymore. So what do? What you are supposed to do is not to send this item, this bag, to TMPC anymore. You have to send the bag to the appropriate NMDC, because if you send it to the TMPC is going to open that bag and rebag that item anymore. Rebag the item. So at this stage, we can click on the EMS. Now you can see that because this testing solution is actually doing so many of the testing. So we have 1,093. Sorry, we have 3,041 items. So you can see how long it takes. Once your items, you are not doing the appropriate thing, you are not dispatching, I want to let you know that you continue to have slow system. So if you keep all these bags in this place, you continue to have slow systems, and there's no way you have multiple items, because it will take a while for the system to actually start pulling these items. The way the system will put 2 items is not the way it will put 3,000 items. So you can see how long it's taking. So it is expected that we need to supervise the mail office. You need to check what they are doing. You need to clear the mail office. You need to make their work simple, because if the system is slow like this, it's running very slow like this, people get discouraged. And the system not the fast. Why the system not the fast? You don't know that truly, because you are not supervising this. That's why people don't dispatch. You don't even look at the TMPC. How many mails are actually in the TMPC? Why are mails actually hanging in the TMPC? Now, the worst part of it is that this customer received this item. And when they receive this item, they try to make mockery of NIPOST by tracking the item, and the item is still in TMPC. It's still in mail office. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So you can see how long it took for the system to actually come out. Now, like what we just built now, the thing actually was a problem, because we have to uncheck all these items one after the other. But today, we've done it in a way that, okay, if you just want Abakaliki, just click on the Abakaliki, and only Abakaliki item will be checked. You can see that the other ones are unchecked. So I can look for Ikeja, because I'm sending to Ikeja. So I can look for Ikeja GPU, Ikeja. Okay, so I have Ikeja. I just saw Ikeja now. So this is it. Immediately I click on Ikeja, only Ikeja items will be itemized. You can see the Ikeja items that are itemized are just very few, right? They are just very few. These are the Ikeja items that are actually itemized. And the last one I did, the one I did last should be the one, I can just check it. Let me just check it and see the date. So I'll be able to know if this is the one that I did. You can see Ikeja, and it's a program service. It means this is the one that I actually did, right? Domestic item. So now I can uncheck, if I don't want this, I can uncheck only the Ikeja, right? So it's easier for me. I uncheck only the Ikeja and I dispatch only this. So I can create a bag and put this one inside the bag. And now I want to dispatch, so I pick up this these dates. So the system tells me that the next place I'm going to send this item to, I'm doing the training at the same time. So I just want to clear the mail office for you. Now I can ask, okay, boarding officer is Felix. This vehicle number 200, PN, this. Now the bag, I want you to look at the bag very well. This place is actually a problem to a lot of people. So I want to just talk about bag number. So now they say CB, so I cannot say CB, all right? You have CB, sometimes you have CB1 2020, right? And you can't do CB twice. So every year there is a CB. So I cannot say CB01, right? I can say CB01 underscore 2020, right? I can say underscore Ikeja, right? Underscore, okay, I'm sending from Abuja. ABJ, you can abbreviate because they abbreviate there. Underscore Ikeja. That means this item is going from Abuja to Ikeja, is CB01, the year 2020. If I like, I can just put 2020, right? I can copy this and put here, and then I say submit. That means if I have done CB01 for 2019, CB02 for 2019, CB03 for 2019, I can come here and say CB01 for 2020, CB01 for 2022. Now, if I decide to say, okay, there's CB01 for January, and in February I want to do CB01, I can decide to say, okay, February, I can say 04, April, okay, February, 02, 2020, Abuja to Ikeja, CB01. So you can follow this sequence, actually. You can follow this sequence, actually. So that's just what it is. So now I just click on submit. So I submit. So now I have actually submitted, right? So now that I have actually submitted to the mail office, this bag has actually been created, CB01 2020. Okay, so the bag has been created. This is the bag. So I go to all created bag, right? So I want you to look at it critically. This is EMS. So you can see that there are a lot of bags in that place. But the one that I've created is the last. So let me look at the one that I've actually created. So this is what I just created, CB01, 2020, Abuja to Ikeja. So this is the mail. It's a credit customer mail. So this is the manifest. You can print this manifest if you have any reason to print the manifest. You can print this manifest. I can see all the details of this customer. So this is actually how to capture the CB number. For those of us who doesn't know how to capture the CB number, that is actually how to capture the CB number. Now, What I would just want to do is this. So I'm going to uncheck all these bags. I'm going to uncheck all these bags. It is expected that you don't leave any bag behind. So that's why the system gives you that privilege of actually checking and unchecking bags. So you don't say, why is the system not, why is it checking all the bags? It would have allowed the whole bag to be unchecked. No, the system doesn't want you to keep any bag because some people can just take advantage of some people are very terrible and they can just do some terrible things. So the system check everything for you. Make sure that all the bags leaves that particular office at that exact time. But because of this training, that's why I'm actually on checking all the bags, because I want to tell you how you can actually do this, how you can send this mail from your office without going to the TNPC. If you don't have any reason to send your bags to a particular office for rebagging, you don't need to send that item, that bag, to the TNPC. Otherwise, the way the system is programmed, the TNPC is going to pick up those bags from you and resort those bags, add more letters to those bags, and send those bags to the appropriate destination. It means that if I have 4 offices under me, and each of the 4 offices, they have one letters going to Ikeja, I will have to open the 4 bags, and instead of sending four bags to Ikeja, I'm going to open all the bags, remove all the one letters from the 4 bags, put them inside 1 bag, and send only 1 bag to Ikeja. That's what TNPC actually does. So instead of sending so many bags to a particular office, you see that it's only 1 bag that is going to that office from NMDC, right? But if you don't want them to open your bag because there are some policies that you cannot open that bag, such bags should go direct to the NMDC. So all created bags, we are dealing with EMS. So we click on the EMS, and we just uncheck all the ones that are there. Let's just uncheck them. At this stage, these are not letters, but they are bags. So I'm just unchecking them because I want to deal with only 1 bag. So I'm dealing with only 1 bag. So this is the bag. So now at this stage, I can say hand over to NMDC. If I say forward, it means that I'm sending it to the next office, TNPC. It means I'm sending this thing to the TNPC. So if I'm sending it to the TNPC is going to unbag that bag and rebag it. So because I'm not sending it to TNPC, I can hand it over to the NMDC that will take that bag. So I click on hand over to NMDC, right? Now I cannot pick any of the NMDC that is closer. So in Abuja, they have what they call USE, but for EMS, they have what they call CTO. So I have to send it to CTO USE. So I just click on this. So from this office, I'm sending it to CTO. So this bag has gone to CTO USE. Now that is all about that later. So that bag has actually gone. So back to the credit service that we are into right now. The credit service is actually finished. Registration, accept letter at the counter, that is all. But for the benefits of, because you are going to be a trainer, you're going to be training the EMS people. You have to train the back-end people on how they can generate their invoice, what activities actually takes place at the back end. So because of that, I'm going to teach you what actually transpire at the back end. What transpire at the back end. So I'm going to go back to the mail office, to the counter services. So I come here, I go to the mail, I go to the EMS. So now I'm going to look at, you're going to look at what they call EMS billing. So under this place, you're going to see what they call payments. Then you're going to see what they call EMS billing. The back end of the credit service actually on the EMS billing. So we're going to go to the EMS billing. And under the EMS billing, you're going to see other things under the EMS billing. So you can see receipts and bills, EMS bill by state, EMS bill by company, EMS bill by payments, EMS payment history, cash lodgement, cash withheld, monitor transaction, and bill log report. So these are the things that I'm actually going to talk about because these are the activities that takes place at the back end of the credit service. So let me talk about the first thing after the payment. After the registration, the letter has actually gone. We can now say, okay, let's generate the bill. So we can generate this bill by company. We can generate it by state. So let's go with generate by company. So you can see that it's open. So I'm going to generate by, I'm going to pick the state. So I click on state, right? When I click on states, it will just give me a date range, right? And it will ask me to select the company. So I'm going to see Sunday and Mary Enterprise. Because immediately I click FCT, I should be able to see all the credit customers that are in FCT. So I know the people I actually want to generate bill for. So I just click on it, generate Sunday and Enterprise. So I click and I say show report. I can decide to say, okay, show report for 1 year if they have actually not paid. So this is from 30th to 30th, that is 1 month. So the system should be able to give me the details of what has transpired. Okay, I'm supposed to see this transaction for Sunday and Mary Enterprise, but I don't know why I'm not actually seeing it. So like I told you, that when I'm doing the live and when I'm doing the when I'm using the demo site, you definitely have 1 or 2 differences. But let's go back to the bill again and try to see if we can generate the bill, because we did a transaction of 300 and something, 3,000 something for this Sunday and Mary Enterprise. So let's go back to the billing again and say bill by states. So let's click on bill by states. So this bill by state is going to bring out all the bills. So let's pick up the state, FCT. So let's pick the category programmed service. And that's okay, show all the transactions that has been done in this state for credit service for a whole 1 month. So you can see it's actually not bringing the bill. So just hold on. Let me turn off the sharing and see if the bill will come, because sometimes the sharing stop this kind of pop-up. So, oh, sorry, I've seen why it is not coming up. Okay, it still did not come up. So let's just leave that for now. We're going to handle the billing. I'm going to log in into the portal. I'm going to log in into the portal and we'll do justice to that. Okay, so let's go back to the EMS. So let's go back to the live. So I want to take you to the live so that we can enjoy the billing. The billing, you can see what that billing is all about. So I'm going to log into the ipms.nipos.gov.ng/NIPOS. So I'm actually going to the live where I'm going to use my own account to log in, and I'm going to see live transactions, what have actually happened. Yeah, people actually using this application? Are they using this billing system? Are they using the credit service? So you're going to see for yourself if people are actually using it. If they are not using it, you go back to your office and inquire if truly people have this credit. They do this credit service, and they have credit service customers, and they are not actually capturing it. So you'll be able to help. I wish the Jude is online. They have one woman in the office in Benue that is actually capturing a credit service. But when we followed her up, she said she can't capture it because the credit service is not actually generating. They cannot use receipt to do the credit service, and because of that, they cannot capture the item on the system because they just use they just use manual barcode. Just okay, the item is Ikeja, they just say Ikeja 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the barcode they use, and they cannot use that to capture it. So that's one reason. One reason they give for not using the credit service. But you can see that while we were registering the item, you see that the system is not generating barcode. So the error of okay, I cannot key in the credit service because the credit service does not allow. We don't have barcode. We can't use our receipt for the credit service, so we are only using handwritten. So because of that, we cannot capture it into the system. That should stop because system now generate barcode. So if you want to write the barcode from the system that after you have registered it, you want to write the barcode, you want to use Biro, write the barcode that you have on the system that was generated on the receipt on the system, write it on the credit service. So now let's try to use IT to block the loopholes that are on the system. You see, if NIPOST is good, you and I will enjoy it. Then why would somebody be making so much money and the person is building houses, buying cars, driving exotic cars, and you are here, you are working, you are using your brain, you are doing so many things that you can't make money? The truth of the matter is that if there's enough money, let me tell you, they won't even be able to steal all the money. So it's high time ICT rise up. We need to be relevant. We need to clear that air. We need to let people know that we are important. We are too docile. You see people, you are an IT person, you can't even do very small troubleshooting. Even if you don't have a visa in your office, you can create that environment. You can create network in that your environment. I pray that when I'm able to finish this, I'll just run through one or two things that we can actually do and help ourselves in the offices, because we need to create that relevance in where we are. If you are not relevant in where you are dead. Because if what you can do, any other person can do it, why should I not call you? You'll not be asking, why is Felix relevant? Why is Kingsley relevant? Why is it that why is Modi relevant? Why is Mr. Gabriel relevant? Why are these people relevant? You'll be asking yourself. There's no magic to it. The more you bury yourself in trying to make yourself important, the better for you. That's just the truth. Let me tell you, Kingsley, I was in Gariki before. I was the ICT in Gariki. You see, I was doing my job in Gariki. I was doing what I'm doing. From there, I was asked to come to the headquarters. And you can also be asked to come to the headquarters. Mr. Kingsley was in Benin. You all know him. Those of you who are just coming may not know him. But those of you who are already here before already know him. He was the ICT officer in Benin. He made himself relevant. There was nothing on ground, but they were creating an environment of relevance in that place. And they became relevant. And they were asked to come to the headquarters. Who said you cannot be asked to come to the headquarters? And who said that it's only when you come to the headquarters that you can start eating money from NIPOST? Let me tell you, I started eating money from NIPOST while I was in Era 10. Even though I was in Era 10, I was writing bills. I was sending invoices to headquarters to pay the invoice. So please, my brothers and my sisters, I'm trying to tell you that You need to use this credit service to create relevance in your place of office, in your place of work. The system is trying to come up. I want the live portal to come up. I don't know why it's so slow. So you need to, because I don't know about credit service, and all of a sudden you are talking about credit service to your EMS manager. They will even be scared at the first instance. When I say, what did they worry this boy? From where you get this kind of thing? And let me tell you, all the zonal managers in the DZM in EMS have been taught. I went to Lagos, they grouped themselves together, and I taught them. Is what I taught them, that's what I'm also teaching you. And I believe that some of them doesn't even understand what I'm saying, but you now, you will understand what I'm saying better than them. So even when you are talking, let me just imagine, you are talking, the DZM will take you as if you are a king. That means anything, they want to pacify you so that you can teach them on what to do. So please, I'm encouraging you to try as much as possible to use this system. You can explore this system on your own when you get back to your office. When you get back home, even tonight, if you have internet, you have laptop, you can actually explore it on your own. You can see what is actually happening at this particular credit service. So let's just go to the billing. So the EMS, this is live, this is billing. So you can see B by company, B by state. So we're going to look at company. So I'm just going to click on EMS B by company. Hello, are we together?
With you.
Hello. Okay.
With you.
We didn't hear. Continue.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna pick FCT now. You know, this is live now. I'm actually not doing the demo, so you're not going to see Mary there. So I'm just going to take backward because I know a lot of people don't do it. So you can see that we have a CCB, Abuja, National Broadcasting Commission, Abuja, Shopee, Abuja, SW Global, PLC. Are these the only credit customers Abuja have? No. The answer is no. So why are they not using it? Because they don't want to use it. So imagine if you, that is an ICT officer, goes there and said, no, how many credit customers do you have? You say, I have 100. Let's register it. And you register it and you teach them how to do it. I'm telling you, you will gain relevance. You will gain relevance because that person actually wants to gain relevance as well. So you help that person to gain relevance by you gaining relevance also. So we're going to pick SW Global because I know this one was used for a test. So we're going to say show report. So the system is going to show us report. So it will show us the day that this transaction was actually carried out. That is the beauty of it. Sorry, the internet is a little bit slow. Maybe because I'm actually doing a live video. That's why anytime I'm doing live video like that, it's always very slow. Okay, so you see the bill has actually come. This is the back end. This is all you need to tell the EMS people that when you do the transaction, this system can generate the bill at the end of the month and send an invoice to the customer. So you don't need to write a manual invoice. The system can generate the invoice. I'll show you how the system actually generates the invoice. So you don't need to write manual. All these things are already there. You can see this is SW Global. They did the transaction. You can see this transaction. It's 2000, 2000 and 2,305 naira. Now it means that from this date, from 1st of March to 2019 to 30th April 2020, this was actually the bill that was generated for SW Global. Now, if you decide to pick any other destiny, you find out that these guys, they don't do it, they don't use it. They don't. If you pick another state now, you find out that, okay, let me pick Lagos, Ikeja. Lagos. Let me pick Lagos. You see that the whole of Abuja, they have never keyed in credit service for one day. So I pick Ikeja. You can see they have Arms Life, they have NPA. If you click on NPA now and say show listing, I actually went to Lagos. I did this training for, I took this training for about, I've done this training twice in Lagos. But as I'm talking to you, these guys have refused to use it to date. So something actually is wrong. Now, if I go to Bauchi now, because all the DZM were actually in that, so you can see there's no data captured. Now let's go to Bauchi. Because I have somebody they call Vachawa in that place. And he has been up and doing. So let's see. Okay, you can see he has not even started using it. So nobody's using the credit service. So I want you to just ask them to go there and try as much as possible to allow them to use this credit service. So I'm begging you to tell them to start using this credit service. Now let's go to, now that we see the bill by states, let's go to receipts and bills. There's something they call receipt and bill. We've done this one, bill by company, bill by states, right? So we are doing bill by state. We did bill by states. We didn't do bill by company. So let's do bill by company in the live portal. So we are still going to use FCT because that's what we have in data. So I've just picked 2019 because I think we have data in 2019. So I'll just show report because I think we have for SW Global. So this is B by company. So you're going to see each of the company, the numbers of transactions that they have. You're going to see them and you're going to see the details. Oh, sorry. So I'm going to select the SW Global because that's the only place where we have details. And we actually use the SW Global for a test. So you can see that since after we have used the SW Global for a test, nobody have actually used this platform because this is the live platform that we're actually using. So you can see the details are actually coming on board. So you're going to see the mails. Okay, why this is coming, I want to show you, so you can see that this is still the SW Global that actually come up. This is the B by company. You can see that it's still the SW Global that actually came up. That's the only data that we have in the system, right? So let's go to the bill and receipt and bills. These are just the back end. So this is receipt and bills. So this is where you actually generate the invoice to go that you will submit to the customer. So if you want to submit the invoice after you have seen the bill, you have seen this, you cannot generate the bill and the receipts that you want to send. The bill first, that is the invoice. So we're going to select program service. That's what we're generating. FCT. The year. So in this place, the bill is supposed to be by month. So if you don't know the actual month, So you're supposed to be generating bill by month, right? If you did the transaction in 2020, the year, let's say SW Global. If you did the year 2020, let's say you did 2019, and you want to generate which month, let's say February, then you now click and it will now generate for that month. All the transactions you have done for that month, the system will generate them for you. So this is what the EMS are refusing to use. And I want to let you know that millions and millions and millions of naira is being diverted via this particular system, right? This system, they are diverting heavy money, heavily on this system. Every year, they are diverting. Every year, they are diverting. And the earlier we come to say no, the better for us. So we cannot actually see data in this place because they've not been using it. That's just the truth. They've not been using it. So we cannot see data in this place. So you cannot see any data. So you just need to let them know, because this thing can actually produce the invoice, a letter-headed invoice that you can send to the company, signed by the officer. Now, I want us to go to something that is also associated with EMS. You see what they call cash lodgement, cash with head, monitor transaction, bill log. You can actually do this bill log reports even on EMS credit service. If you click on the bill log report, you'll be able to see how your bills are running. I think what I would do is to see, so you have monthly bills, you have discounted bill, you don't have non-discounted bill, because you know that these credit services actually has discounted bill. All these ones are actually carried, they are considered in the application. So if you really want to establish credit service in your office and you're having issues, please contact me. We can run it together. We can run the credit service in your place, set up the credit service, and you'll be able to see what's actually happening at the back end. So you see that I have empty data. I have empty data. So what will happen is that I'll try to look at the staging server and see what the problem is. Then maybe in our next office, I will just try to look at the other billing aspects and see what was actually wrong, so that we can get the full, all the receipts, all the billing coming up, displaying properly, because there are no data in the live, and I'm not seeing data in the staging server is really not responding appropriately. So that's why I cannot be able to use the staging server to pull up reports for you. So maybe in our subsequent training, I will just open up that that aspect of the back end of the credit service and see how you can go about it. But I want to let you know that if you want to run the credit service in your office, please, you can contact me. We can run it together. I can give you a full support, full online support. If you want online support, even if you want a remote support, I can actually give you that support, that you can be able to run the credit service comfortably fine. And it will be an interesting thing. I'll blow your whistle. I will blow your whistle. I'll be the first person to blow your whistle, that there's an officer that I've actually set up a credit service and is running perfectly well. And I know that the NIPOST management will be happy to see that, because people will take a clue from you. How did you do it? People may not even call me anymore. They want to call you the success story, because you're on the field. There are so many things that I've actually forgotten in area of credit service, but because you're on the field, you can know them. But you see, I'm training you on credit service, training you on so many of all these things, mail office. But I've actually left the Hello. So that's all I can tell you in respect of can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so this is where I'll draw the lecture on credit service this afternoon. If you have any question, please you can ask as regard to the credit service. And I also want to assure you that if you want to run it in your office, I can give you full backup and full support, complete support. So you can ask question. Before I go to the next question, the next training, I just want to rush one training for you people right now. So I have Abdusalam raising up his hand. I have Fakai raising. I have Philip. I have Julius. So I'm going to start with the first person. Fakai, please, can you ask your question?
Hello?
Yeah.
First of all, I appreciate your effort. All this while people are doing the best, but unfortunately, this is the first time I have the privilege to attend the meeting.
Okay.
But regard to this issue of credit service facility, also the problem I don't think is live from the ICT officers, because I know how I try my best to make sure that Sokoto has started doing this thing. But the EMS manager was starting telling you complain one way or the other. First of all, they will tell you the companies that are registering the credit facility, they tell you they doesn't have company number. Nobody want to give his contact because it doesn't have a contact number of that organization. The heading there don't want to give his personal contact number. And one manager was telling me one time that he consulted his colleagues. Nobody's doing the credit service facility. So what I'm suggesting here in this issue is that the management at headquarters have to engage the EMS manager from the corporate headquarters. Let them send letters direct to the EMS managers at the district level. That will help the ICT officers, because whatever ICT officers I want to do here, if those people don't give you the information of those companies that are running credit facility, nothing you can do. You can't register what you don't have.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. But I like when I was putting you through on the registration, I don't know if you saw if you saw that I was able to duplicate numbers, right? I was able to duplicate numbers. And if you really want to do that and the EMS manager is giving you a problem, please let me know. That's why I said if you want to run it and you need my attention, just let me know. Once you let me know, I will help you. I will support you from here. And once the manager knows that somebody is supporting you from the headquarters here, the manager will not have any other choice but to oblige what you want to do. Are you getting me now? Hello? Hello, Fakai. Hello, Fakai. Fakai. Okay, the next person should ask his question, please. Hello? The next person should ask his question.
Okay.
Hello? Please turn off your.
Okay, can I come?
Yes, you can.
Can I come up?
Yes, you can.
Yeah. My question is
I'm fine, thank you. Go straight to your question, please.
about this, like NAPDAC. Are you hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hey, organizations like NAPDAC, like NTA, they do register from headquarters. And when they do that, they will tell other regions to just accept without having necessary to register their own separately.
Yes, if that is the case, then you need to let them know. Yes.
Hello.
It is one platform. If NAFDAC has been registered at the headquarters, when you go to the credit service, you can see NAFDAC. You just click on NAFDAC. NAFDAC name will come. Are you getting me now? NAFDAC name will come. And if that NAFDAC name come out, right? Then secondly, if the NAFDAC in that office is taking responsibility for it, you can create the NAFDAC in Jigawa. But if the NAFDAC in Jigawa is leveraging on the one in the headquarters, then you can create, because this question actually came up, that how do we mesh the two NAFDAC together? That there is a NAFDAC in Benin, there's a NAFDAC in Lagos, there's a NAFDAC in this. How do we mesh? And it is only one source that is paying the NAFDAC, right? It's only one source that is paying the NAFDAC.
Yes.
Right? When you are capturing a mail, the destination, the office of origin is captured along with the mail. So the NAFDAC will know that this item came from Jigawa.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
So when finally the Abuja wants to give a bill to the NAFDAC, when they open the system and generate the NAFDAC this thing from the system, they will find out that 20 of those items actually originated from Jigawa. Are you getting me? So as long as you keep using that NAFDAC in Abuja, but if the NAFDAC in Jigawa say no, they are the one paying for their transaction, then you need to create a NAFDAC Jigawa on your credit customer platform.
Very much.
Are you clear now? Abdul Salam, are you clear? Hello? Hello? Okay, Philip, can you ask your question now, please?
Thank you,
Philip,
moderator.
can you ask your question?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Moderator. First of all, I want to applaud you guys for this today's lecture. It's very, very expository. I actually learned a lot from it. But my question goes like this, because I know the nature of terrain that we operate in NIPOST generally. I as a person have had so many experience, on the field. I know at the moment there's this attitude from EMS. Do you get that emanates from EMS, trying to make the other like the conventional and the other sector feel inferior? When you are even trying to lend a hand of help, to assist them to make their work smoother, or. So there's this kind of segregation that they try to put up. So even when you are trying to help, like this very lecture that we got today, if you are trying to put them in the right perspective, right? Let me see how I can help you get, because now I'm beginning to see why that attitude came up. Is I feel majority of most of our EMS managers, I just want to put it like that, maybe because they are benefiting from this credit service facility. That is why that is why they are trying to block even ICT officers and every other people that they feel that this person might be like a pain in the ass to them, is going to snitch them out, that this is what's happening. So I think I want to suggest that I think the management needs to do more to make the process smoother for ICT officers to come in, because I can't just barge into them and say, okay, come, let me teach you. So if the management is trying to put a structure in place that henceforth, this is how this for this and this to be in place, DC, DEF have to be, to be followed through before they can get, because I know how people behave, because they are eating from it directly. They see you as a threat, that you want to come and expose them, you want to come and block their means of livelihood, and they start throwing tantrums and try giving you attitude that is not even called for. As they see you as an overzealous staff. So I think for us as ICT staff, management needs to do more to protect our interests, so that they don't see us as a threat, that we are all trying to work together as a team to achieve a better result for the organization. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Like I told you, this we in ICT, all we just need to do is to see that we do the best we can to see that we block some of these loopholes. The truth of the matter is that we know what is happening at the EMS level, and like the GM ICT has talked to the GM. The management actually had a meeting, and till days I was sent to Lagos, but today the EMS have refused to use the application. So we can do the best we can. Like I said, if you really want to operate the EMS credit service and you wish to do that and you don't want to bash into them, you can give me a call. I'll call the EMS manager in that place and I'll be able to ask the EMS manager why is he not doing his credit service. And when it starts giving me the excuses, I can beckon on you to go to that place and set up the credit service for them. So we can do it. It's just like a coup now. So we can do it that way. So in that regard, they will not know that you are actually the one who reported the EMS office, but the call came from the headquarters. So and we will not have any other choice but to allow you to do the best to do the EMS credit service for them.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
I think that is okay. So Julius, please can we get your question so we can move to Mrs. Modi?
Yes, thank you so much, boss.
Why are you putting it
You
in
have
your
really given
ear?
me
Then let me.
good
I want to talk.
In fact, this is what have been bothering me for so many years about this EMS credit service and facilities. Here in Iguzo, many number of times when they are making a transaction of EMS credit facilities, I do ask them where are the money going, because when they told me that there is discrepancy between the money they generated on their account aspect and some other things. So, but I begin to ask the AMS session that now Nigeria Police Force, Federal Medical Center, and some other organizations that they are offering EMS facility to. But when it comes to revenue in Guzo, it is not affair. When I ask them, they say it is Abuja that is connecting the revenue. So, sir, I want to know in this aspect, when a credit facility is being carried on in Guzo here and the revenue is being collected in Abuja, how can how can we reconcile the account here in Guzo with Abuja, and how will the revenue comes to Guzo apart from Abuja? So that is my question, sir.
Okay,
Mm,
thank you very much. I think that
Yes.
is a very wonderful question.
Mm,
I may not be able to answer you that question until I'll go back and try to do some findings
mm,
on the system, how Guso, that credit service can be, the credit can go to the Guso credit,
Revenue.
Guso EMS, that they are the one that actually did that transaction. Because when it comes to the issue of payment, it is the people in Guso that will go to so I'm going to do some research on it, and like I told you, I promise you that when we get when I try to see the staging server corrected, I'll be able
Mm.
to put more data. So during that period, I should be able to take that question, please.
Okay, sir. So, but please, I'm a little bit up and down because this lecture you just gave this afternoon, in fact, it really meets my needs this afternoon. And by God grace, when this problem is over, this COVID-19, I think I have to be up and down concerning that. Please, I need your assistance in terms of maybe I have challenges in that area. I want to call on you, please, to be my aid in that aspect by God grace.
No problem. I'll give you the full support. And
Yes, sir.
tomorrow, we are going to
Mm.
be doing one kind of trickish game tomorrow.
Okay.
You received 1 GB from me. You didn't tell me thank you, right? And I'm not supposed to give you the 1
I'm the
gig.
first person that told you thank you, sir. I'm the first person after the
I
birthday.
did.
And I said
You
thank
were not
you.
part of. You were not supposed to be part of the giveaway, but mistakenly we gave you the 1 gig, so it's okay. What happened is that tomorrow we're going to be giving 1 gig to 5 people. But what we're going to
Okay.
do is this. we're going to give 1 gig to 5 people. We're going to give 200 to 5 people, right?
Okay.
Then we are
Well,
going to give 500 MB to 5 people. That's 15 people. So we're going to it's basically going to be mail office, and it's going to be delivery. So we're going to be sending you some information. We're going to do some registration before then, and we're going to ask you to deliver those items, right?
okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
the people that actually deliver, so we're going to be giving some assignments, some task right there live. So those people that are able to get it, they're going to be the winners of those that's the giveaway we're going to do tomorrow.
I
So
believe
those
going
people
to be
who can come in.
I believe I'm going to be at this particular period of time.
Okay, so Mrs. Modi, please, can we have your question? Thank you, ma. Thank you, sir. Mrs. Modi, my Oga, I salute. Can I have your question?
Good afternoon. Well
Good
done.
afternoon, man. Thank you. You are the
Well done.
motivator.
You are doing a good job. You are doing a good job, and God will continue to elevate and reward you in Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you.
Yeah.
Amen. Thank you, man.
I really want to appreciate what you did this afternoon. But I just believe maybe this year, all things, that the situation in Nigeria becomes normal again, or maybe by next year, we have a larger forum that you have to train us again, because this thing is very, very important. And I believe the new PMG is after revenue leakage, because that is what is really killing us in NIPOST. We are making money, and the money is going to some people's pockets. So I believe if he knows about this thing, enforcement will be to EMS, and the GM, of course, will not want to lose our job or to be removed. And there will be enforcement everywhere. And no, once it comes from the GM, everybody who is the station manager that they will not comply with. But what I want to see, maybe I didn't meet the training. How do we register a credit customer? Did you teach us on that one?
Yes, that
How
was
to
the
register?
first.
Okay, maybe
Yes,
I've
that
not
was
joined.
the first thing that I actually took. But because of your question, I'm just going to see if I can still get the. Let me see if I can still get it. Okay. So I'll just share the screen for you on how you can actually do a credit customer, because I started with how you can register a credit customer, because that's the first thing that anybody needs to know on the registration of the credit customer.
I want to know,
so
because I want to start it immediately. Let me start it at my own end. Then let me know the hindrance, so that I will know how to escalate it to the headquarters. I want to start in my district. Let me see the hindrance. If the manager, I know my EMS manager will not even stop me.
I understand. I know her very well.
You present yourself the way you want to be addressed.
If EMS is generating 3 billion, I'm telling you that 1.8 billion is going to people's pockets through this credit service, because you are converting cash to the credit service. And the papers will just be mutilated. So NIPOST is not even following it. They'll just tell you Foreign Affairs owing us 300 million. When you go to Foreign Affairs, they say, how did we do it? And there's nothing you can do about it. So some guys are smiling, making hell of money, because you see somebody, he says an EMS manager is making money. Where is he getting the money from? Is it from the small stipend, the postmen and the dispatch riders allowance that is getting so much huge amount? No, something is happening. They pick up items, they take them to credit service. So the next training we are going to also do again now, if God permits us, is going to be bulk post. We're going to show you how to register bulk post and what is actually happening in the bulk post.
Okay.
So like now,
question. I have a second
to register question. To register a credit customer, you just go to the counter, mail service, you go to the EMS, and you will see something they call corporate address book. So you can add the corporate, you can add by one, you can add by bulk. If it's by one, you just click on this by one.
Okay.
Add new address. So you just click it, and the form will open. This form opens, that's coming up now. So you capture it, you select the state.
I want to ask a question.
Okay, let me finish. You select the state, You select the company name, Modi and company.
Okay.
Modi Enterprise. Just this. So now, naturally, they're supposed to have a registration number. Because of all this mago they are doing, they are not creating any registration number for any customer. So they'll just bring them. You understand? Because NIPOST just opened this credit service as if they open a cash cow for some people to be making money. So there's supposed to be a registration number. There's supposed to be an office number, phone number you can reach out. You don't need to, if you want to send the invoice, you can call the people. If there's an issue, you can call those people. They even created a fax. Now there should be an office address that you can put. There should be a contact person. You can't say this person is a credit service customer where you don't have any contact person to reach out to. So there's supposed to be a contact person. But if you go to our office, they don't have these details. People are just doing these things anyhow the way they like and just making hell of money from it. So this is actually what you just do. You just click on submit and you have registered that credit customer. So anywhere the Postmaster General is sitting, you can actually access the details, the total numbers of transactions these customers have done, even in the next 20 years. So if you want to even run, if audit wants to run it, we cannot trace the total amount of money because time didn't permit, it is not permitting us. Like I said, I will still come back. We're going to do the back end. We're going to see that even from the system, you can do the payment online. So the people can go online and actually pay this credit service, and that is when their bill is going to clear. Otherwise, their bill will still be hanging. So by the time the management look at it, they say, foreign affairs still only us 30 million naira. Why have they not cleared it? So there won't be any reason for somebody to pay the money into somebody's hand or pay into somebody's account that the person will not bring peanut to NIPOST. Because there's a syndicate between the office that is doing the credit service and the NIPOST staff that is at the EMS office. Because these are the two people striking the deals. So that is how to actually register the credit service customer. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Secondly, hello.
Yes,
you know this issue, it just people will play on our intelligence because we are not equipped ourselves. Like for instance, now in my office for this year, the counter automation application has not been going on the Galaxy network. It has not been going. I called you.
Yes.
Hello.
Galaxy
I called and informed.
I'm going to bring Cephas on board tomorrow. Cephas is going to come and talk. You guys are going to bombard him. It's going to be a question and answer concerning networking. So those people who can actually still be online tomorrow, please come, because Cephas is going to come and answer a lot of questions in this platform. People are not getting what they want from a Galaxy. What's the problem?
We cannot even process a complete transaction. We cannot process it on Galaxy network. Even with other network, is very, very draggy. I hope you know that. Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Even on other network,
to talk on that.
It's very, very dragging. It wastes time. Okay, that's all.
Okay.
Thank you. Well done.
Colleagues, good afternoon.
Okay. I'll talk on that a little. Good afternoon,
Hello, good afternoon. Oh, thank you so much for the lecture. It's really an eye-opener. I really appreciate it. God will continue to bless you and uplift you. Amen. But these issues on ground that we have, I think is a big issue. That if possible, not even putting those people on ground, that is the ICT officers to go and do it. There are some still EMS managers or some people that will not agree to this. But if there's going to be a memo, please, to accompany it, I think it will be better. Because when you look at this, it's a serious.
There's a memo to that. There's a memo to that. The COO, I can get to the office of the COO, and I can also talk to her to issue another memo as regard to what you have just said.
As a reminder. That's very good, because some of them, the issue that we
Lani,
have,
there is
you
a
will trace
memo.
somebody.
We have the circular. Hello, we have the circular. Even as even
All
now,
right.
we are being monitored. We give returns that we are not captured on the system. We just give them returns. Before the lockdown, we give return weekly. If you see the way we give this return, it's like if we are receiving alerts on it. We give return. The CEO is asking for our return. Yeah,
and
we are being monitored, but actually on the system, we are not capturing at all.
Can you imagine?
Just giving
Then
them
something
returns.
somewhere happening. It's a big issue then. If all the effort cannot be seen on the system, then there's a problem.
Actually, the problem is the application itself. The application is giving us problem. It's dragging, and it's not going on like Galaxy network at all.
All right, all right.
That's another problem.
Then these are the two issues that have to be taken into consideration then.
Okay.
And it's very
if
important.
I may. Okay, thank you very much, Ma.
Welcome,
I think I want to try to talk about the network. Though I'm actually not a network person, but I have some good information about network too. I discovered something in the network and I posted it on the NIPOST ICT group. You see, when the Galaxy network, for some time, they blocked the port, even the one at the headquarters. I think the one at the headquarters is the reason why the port was actually blocked. Because the one at the headquarters, I discovered that when you are using Galaxy on it and you don't put proxy, the network will not allow you, Galaxy will not allow you unless you put proxy. If you put your proxy setting, the thing goes straight. So I think the system Galaxy used for the headquarters to filter the port to the port that this system is going through is the Galaxy something is blocking it. So I don't know if you have a pen there, I will give you a site where I will give you the URL, the IP address of the counter automation. But if I mention the Galaxy block it, it's only blocking the domain name, but it's not blocking the IP address of that particular system. So the IP address, if you have a pen there, I can actually give you that the IP address is 192.168.21. Sorry, I'm coming.
Okay.
Bring my phone.
.1237.
237.
192.
I'm trying to get the IP address. Sorry, please.
Okay.
Please don't copy this one yet. I think before I will go, I'll try to get the IP address.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So that if I cannot get it now, I will send it on the NIPOST info, the NIPOST WhatsApp group. Because if I send it on the NIPOST WhatsApp group, you'll be able to get it. So if it didn't go, that means Galaxy blocked the domain. But Galaxy will not block the IP address. So if you use the IP address, you will still be going to the live site, because it was the IP address we were actually using before we stopped using the IP address and will now move to the subdomain name that was created for this. So I will give you the IP address so that you'll be able to use the IP address. You'll be able to enter and still do whatever you want to do. It will not drag, it will open, and you'll still be able to do what you want to do. Now, secondly, I also want to let you know that your network also contributes 70% of the dragging on the system. Are you getting me now? Your network is one of the problems that the system is having. So let's assume that Galaxy is a problem. Galaxy is not coming and you want to use your modem. Now you want to use your modem. If you are using your modem, if your modem is on auto, if your modem is on auto, automatically your system will definitely not be able to browse very well. Because if your system is on auto, if your phone is 4G, 3G, 2G, that means auto. Right? It means that your system will be swapping between 4G to 3G to 2G. What it means is this: if your 4G network is 2 bar and your 3G network is 3 bar, the system will pick the 3G. It will not pick the 4G. That means you cannot be able to use 4G to browse. So you'll be browsing with 3G. Now, if your 4G is 1 bar, and your 3G is 2 bar, and your 4G and your 2G is full, that means the system will automatically swap to 2G without you knowing. And you know 2G, you cannot use it to open anything. So at that time, you will just see the system static. So sometimes the network will be fluctuating. Sometimes you now say, okay, your 3G will not come. The time your 3G comes, the system will swap to the 3G. That time the system is swapping to the 3G, maybe the site is about opening. The site will now slow down because there is a change of network parameters.
Okay,
You understand? So by the time that one is just trying to settle down, he swapped to 4G. Now, before the 4G will now pick again, I swap to 3G. So you find out that you end up not browsing.
All right.
You understand? So in case when you want to do such a thing, when you are browsing with phone, it's very easy for you to maintain that because the phone already uses something called cookies. So the site is already on your system, on your phone. So the only thing that the site does is that it picks the new things. So it's very easy for the same site to open on your phone than to open on your laptop. Are you getting me now? So because the site already saved some cookies, that means the site that you have opened, the cookies and this thing, the cookies are actually uses a cache system. It has saved them inside. That means if I say Felix Ewaraye, Tega, right? Maybe I've already saved, the system has saved Tega and Felix inside the system. So when I want to pull now, it will just pull only Felix. But on the system, it will still put the Felix, Tega, Ewaraye at the same time. So it will be easier to open on the phone than to open on the laptop. Because during the period is swapping, you'll be having challenges in the network. So it's advisable that when you get to your office and you want to use, 3G is more stable than 4G. So you can put your phone on 3G only, or you can put your phone on 4G only if you have 4G only. But the problem with 4G only is that if you put it on 4G only, it means that you cannot be able to receive call. You cannot be able to receive call, and you cannot be able to receive SMS on that phone. So it's advisable that you put your phone on 3G only. Now, if your phone doesn't have 3G, you can see WCDMA. You put it to WCDMA. It's also 3G too, right? It's even more than 3G. I think it's 3G. Then you have the other one that is a light, 3.75G. So if you put it on 3G only or WCMA only, you will be able to have constant network. So when we go back to our offices and you have this kind of problem, you can also reach out to me. I can actually render this support. And I'm telling you that you can do that. Okay. And when you do that, you see that the network will be stable because the IPM is actually going. It's really not dragging the way we look at it, but it's the network that's the issue.
Okay.
Like me now, the network I'm using it to stream video. My wife is using it to watch film. My son is using it to watch cartoon, right? We are using it to stream DSTV, and I'm also using it for this network. And you can see that I'm doing YouTube live, and it's going. And the IPMS is opening. So it's basically not about the IPMS, but on the network that we are using.
Exactly.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
But it wasn't like that before. Hello, as at last year, we're not having that problem before.
Yes, if you understand that
just
the
started.
Network, yes, the Nigeria generally has a network problem because the fiber in the Atlantic Ocean got cut. So they are using a bypass. So you can see that Smile that was actually running fast before is not running fast as it was before. The Intel that is running very fast like Speed, they are not running fast again. You can see sometimes MTN, you can stay for 30 minutes, MTN will not browse.
Yes, it's so we're having issues it's raining now.
So we're having issues of network nationwide. Okay. So it's not about one thing, though we still look at the solution. Actually, there's no harm in actually looking at how we can actually cascade the system to run faster.
Exactly. Hello, Mr. Felix. Hello, Mr. Felix. I have a question. The network issue you are talking about, are you referring to for a user that is trying to connect the phone device to a laptop to pair so that you can use it to browse, or for like my office, for instance, I said it that I have a standalone device that I use to work in the office. So for in that kind of a situation, is it that I have to set the network to like 3G for stability, like you just explained, or I have to go to the setting, or I'm trying to get the explanation. Then secondly,
you are using a standard, you are using your phone to browse, right?
I use my phone to browse at times. So I usually what's it called? I usually I usually pair it with my laptop in the office, so that if the network is not to, or maybe there is no light, so that I can use it to
you use the phone hotspot.
Your hotspot, exactly. That's the hotspot. That was the word I'm trying to. Yeah. But if there is
the
light,
phone. It's not your laptop that you will set up. It's the phone that you will set up. If the phone, you can set it up to be 4G, you can set it up to be 3G. So if you set it up to be 4G, like I told you, you may not be able to receive call on that SIM card. But even if it is 1 bar, it will still be running very, very fast.
Okay.
You understand? If it is 1 bar, that is the network, you will still see that your network. So imagine if you want to, you really want to work with the IPMS, and you put your phone on 4G. Let me tell you, though it's the data consumption is not the same thing with 3G, right?
Yes.
So if you put it on 4G, you see that you will be surprised the way IPMS will open. It will open with full speed, as if somebody is pursuing it.
Sure.
Right? But when you put it on auto, it will drag, because that time that the 4G is one bar, it will move to 3G. And if you move to 3G, 3G is also down in that place, it will move to 2G.
Okay.
You understand? So your phone has that capability to select the one that has the highest network strength.
Reception,
You
Will it
understand
be
now?
the same if you are sharing hotspot with laptop?
The moment you are on 4G only, if you are sharing via the hotspot will still be using that speed.
Okay.
Every one of the device you pair to will be using that speed. But you know that if you have 1 gig and you are using it with 1 laptop, and you now move it to a second laptop, you know that the data consumption will never be the same. If you use 1 gig to run for 3 days on 1 laptop, you will use 1 gig to run for only 3 hours using 3 laptops.
Yes.
Yeah,
You understand?
Thank you.
Okay.
So if you know you don't want much of data consumption, then put it on 3G. 3G does not eat data like 4G.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You understand?
Secondly,
but when you but when you are using the modem, it depends on the kind of SIM inside your modem, right? Like we have 4G
modem, if you have 4G SIM modem, you cannot step it down to 3G.
Okay.
You cannot step it down.
Please, sorry, I have this problem. You know, all this new laptop they just gave to us with Windows 10 operating system. This China modem is not running on it. Do you notice that?
Your China modem is not running on it.
You know all this China modem, not the one they gave us in Lagos zone here. This brown, this thing, universal modem. They are not working on this the new laptop they gave to us with Windows 10.
Why?
Hello? I don't know. They are not working on it. You can't even install it on it.
No, you can't.
Have you tried it before with this China modem?
China modem. Training we will do, I will teach you how to install it. You can install it.
Okay.
What Windows 10 does is that it doesn't allow you to run it directly, but you can copy. You can plug it inside. It will open like a flash.
Okay. Please.
Then you will now see the setup, like as if is an icon. The setup, you see executive file, exe.
Please.
Copy it on your desktop and click on it. It will run.
Okay, please prepare for us. Prepare the training for us. I would like it. Thank you.
Okay, I'll do
my prof.
Okay, I'll do that.
My professor.
Yeah.
Secondly,
I got
Professor.
one other thing to run. No, I got one other thing to run now. 30 minutes, I beg.
Professor, sorry. Secondly, on the issue of this registration, this credit service registration, I saw the portal on the portal that you can actually do for bulk. You can do a bulk registration for customers that are on here. So I'm just trying to look at a scenario. If you have a template created on Excel, that maybe you have a customer base of like 100 or more, like 200. You have the template. You have already, you know what is expected to be imputed on that platform. Then you have all those information then typed on Excel. Then you now spool and insert, then update. Is it possible to have something like that
Yes, the template is there now. When I started the training, I said there is a sample template. When you click on address by bulk, you are going to see at the right hand corner a sample this thing that you can download into your laptop and
desktop,
just keep it there as your sample. You will even see the way they entered it, so you can enter as multiple and upload it into the system.
Okay, good. Thank you. I just wanted to be sure.
So in 30 minutes, I just want to run something differently. I want to run something that is actually different. It's basically not about us, not about this, but I found that it's a very good something for us at our various offices. It will help us also because some of us, whether we like it or not, this COVID-19 is going to affect a lot of things. We don't know what the government is planning. One day the government can just come and tell us that okay, we are reducing salary, and it becomes problematic for us. So the government can just come up and we are not preempting anything, but anything can actually happen. But you know, if you fortify yourself, it becomes very, very stable. You'll be able to find a lot of things to do for yourself, right? So that makes me to, I know there are a lot of Muslims here, but I actually gave this training in a place, and I find it very interesting, and a lot of people have actually gained from it. So I just want to use 30 minutes to run it. Don't let anyone look down on you because you are young, but set up an example for the believers in speech, in conduct, in love, in faith, and in purity. Now, I just want to, I based everything I'm doing in my life in these two scriptures. See that a man diligent in his business, he shall stand before kings, and he shall not stand before mean men. That means if you are really diligent, what we are doing right now, you can see that everybody fell is proof, but you can actually do better than myself. I'm hoping to see that, okay, somebody will even bring presentation and say, I have this thing I want to present. I'll give you the opportunity. You can use this system. You can present it. You can sell yourself out. Like somebody decided to say you want to do optic fiber. He went ahead and do a lot of things. And I'm telling you, you're still going to do the part 2 of the training. And I believe that a lot of you will enjoy it. Now, then I also see the thought of the diligent tends only to plenteous, but of everyone that is hasty only to want. You see, that means diligent. That means somebody who is hardworking. And I know that all NIPOST staff are hardworking. All ICT people are actually hardworking. And I don't want to see that you are hardworking and at the end of the day, you still be the one suffering. IT generally, anybody in ICT department is supposed to be driving car by now, whether you like it or not, by default. You're supposed to be driving a car, not doing mago, not doing any other. Even if you cannot build a house, you should be able to get a car. Any ICT person. So that's just what the eye opening I want to just this thing. That the plans of the diligent sure leads to profit. So you're talking about plan. So what we are doing, I'm just doing now, is actually how to lay a good plan, a diligent plan. So when you have a good plan, it diligently leads to profit, right? And everyone who is hasty surely rush to poverty. So I'm not talking about this. Behold, I am the Lord, the God of all flesh. Is there anything to add for me? So now, a lot of you say, this one is not church. Yes, it's not church. But I'm just trying to tell you my belief system. I'm talking about personal empowerment and self-sufficiency. I'm talking about self-improvement, environmental challenge. I'm talking about fear and failures. I'm talking about skill acquisition. These are the things I'm going to look at this afternoon. I'm just going to look at some few definitions. Who the chop there? Okay. So I'm just going to look at some few definitions. definition number 1. Okay, so we're looking at to operate by itself, and we're to empower means to enable, to allow, or to permit, and can be able to conceive as both self-initiated and initiated by others. That means empowerment, to empower yourself, is the ability, that is permitted for you to conceive as yourself, initiated or initiated by others. Like now, I'm initiating this empowerment for you, so you can actually be empowered. You can also initiate empowerment for yourself. That's what I'm actually trying to talk. And we're looking at definition of empowerment again. Is a process of gaining freedom and power to do what you want to, or control what happens to you. I don't want you to, we are talking about ICT, I want you to have a control, a freedom, a total freedom of what you can do. Be a pace setter, be a voice in ICT. I want you to be a voice in ICT. Some people can hear you. It shouldn't be only Felix. Felix is developing himself, and what I'm using to develop myself is what I'm just going to put through to you today. What is empowerment? Responsibility and ownership. That's what it means. Working independently towards common objective, understanding why, so that guidelines can be applied. In order for you to be empowered to be who you want, who God wants you to be, you need to apply the guidelines, weighing the impact of decisions on all affected stakeholders. I've actually looked at people in ICT. Some people are just browsing. All they know is Facebook. All they know is Instagram. All they know is little things. But I want to tell you that you can actually make more trades of, not less. You can earn a privilege. You can do a lot of things. You can empower yourself. Personal empowerment involves developing the confidence and strength to set realistic goals to fulfill your potentials. Everyone has strengths and weakness, and a range of skills that are used in everyday situation. But all too often, people remain unaware or undervalue their true abilities. I've seen a lot of abilities in ICT, but people undervalue themselves. Self-empowerment is taking control of our own lives, setting goals, and making positive choices. Basically, it means that we have to understand our strengths and weakness and have belief in ourselves. Self-improvement. The process of making yourself a better or more knowledgeable is through self-improvement. Anything you do in an attempt to improve yourself is self-improvement. Now, how can you improve yourself? Like I told you, face your fear. Everybody has fear. You need to face your fear. There are some certain things you think you cannot do. Imagine if I call a lot of people now, come and do presentation, and they'll be scared. Did I start presentation one day? I learned it. Somebody gave me the privilege. And when I had the privilege, I was afraid. It was as if I was going to die. Like yesterday, Dr. Gaga said I should come and do one presentation before the management. I was scared, but I did it. And Oga came and said, Felix, thank you. You see, so I could stand before the top management, even including Postmaster General, and deliver my presentation. It started, so you need to face your fear. Don't dismiss them, face them. Say, here is what I am afraid of. I wonder what I could do to change that. Face your fear today. Face your fear today. Exercise your willpower to change direction. You don't have to keep doing what you have been doing the last 6 years if it is not yielding the benefit you want. Pick a new destination and go that way. Use your willpower to start the process. Admit your mistakes. Everybody has mistakes. Sometimes you have to admit them to others. Here is one of the best phrases in the English language. I am sorry. Those words could start a whole new relationship. Refine your goals. Start the process. Set some higher goals. Reach for some higher purpose. Now, believe in yourself. Ask for wisdom. Conserve your time. Invest your profits. Live with intensity. Find your place. Demand integrity. Welcome the discipline. Now, this is where I actually want to dwell on this afternoon. Acquiring a skill is a fundamental factor in empowerment. We are in ICT. What do you do in ICT? We are going to be opening very soon by the grace of God, if all things being equal. You have been in ICT for years. What can you do? You'll be running from haters from pillar to post. What skill do you even have in the ICT department? You don't. You don't have a skill. You can't even. The only skill you have is to format a system. So does formatting a system give somebody money? Because every Dick and Harry in the street can actually format a system. What skill that when you come to the headquarters, somebody can say, God, this guy is Sabio. So develop a skill in ICT. Go to where they are doing a printer. Learn how to do printer. It means that if you learn how to do printer, all the printers that will get bad in your zone or in your office, now you go to chop the money. It means that you can actually repair all the printer and claim the cash. So you see, you are putting money in your hand. Every day, NIPOST is developing one application. Either they are paying 7 million naira to one person. Why can't you develop how to, why can't you go into coding?
Software development.
Software development. Why can't you do that? Go to, I will show you how you can do that. You can develop yourself on software. You can come one day and say, sir, I have developed an application. You start with NIPOST. And one day, you will be so strong, you will get a contract. Or somebody will ask you, come and develop a marketing software for me that I can use in my shop. Develop a skill. You have been in ICT for long. You don't know how to build a website. But there are small boys that start websites today. They are using it. You don't even know how to do CorelDRAW. Why can't you go to the business center there? With 2 months, 3 months, you have known how to do CorelDRAW. You have known how to use Photoshop. Do you know that if you know how to do designing, CorelDRAW, Photoshop, do you know you can become a millionaire? You can go to freelancing sites and showcase your skill in freelancing site. They will hire you. Sometimes they hire people for just designing a logo for $500. There are people who are eating from there. So why can't you use this IT skill? Why can't you develop something? There are a lot of things that are in ICT. If we don't develop our skill, these guys in operation, they will come and take the job from us. They will develop and they will come because you know everybody's looking for money. They will come. When you say your printer is spoiled, they will go and meet their manager and say they can repair the printer. Now you go be the ICT, you go to fight. Why will you go? But let me tell you, lo and behold, the guy go repair the printer when you not feel repair. Now the truth be that. And you go there, they mope. The guy go to drive motor. You go to toss a wish for one village. They worry you. There's no any wish there. Whatever you know how to do, whatever you can do, I'm challenging you, especially those people in the state. IT has not penetrated the state a lot. Do you know if you are a graphic designer, you can work for any company in the States? They will be paying you heavily because they will want you to design logos for them. And because you are educated, you are going to use your own skill and your own wisdom to bring out beautiful logos. You can showcase your that is when you can now go to Facebook and show your prowess, the power, the strength of your brain in Facebook. And people will say, this guy is powerful. Skill acquisition is not a sign of failure, but of strength. No matter the level of education attained, skill acquired is the only ingredient that can stand the test of time. Even if you retire, the skill you have is what will make you to open a consultancy firm and people will come and hire you. At that time, you'll be using small boys to do your job. But you can't be a consultant for something you know nothing about. Develop a skill. Skill acquisition is not associated with your intelligence. There is no age barrier to skill acquisition. Do you know why our retirees are dying? They don't have skills. Let me tell you, Architect Ogun is an architect. He left NIPOST. He couldn't get the PMG-ship. But the job that man does outside, since he left NIPOST, is far bigger than what he has acquired for the day he joined NIPOST to the time he left. Because he has a skill. Develop a skill so that you won't die after you have retired. It is the skill that will keep you going because you have something to fall back on. You have something to make you happy. But if you depend on only your gratuity and your salary, the day you retire, you will just die before your time because you have nothing to do. There will be so much fear because the children are there. Maybe if you are lucky, you have trained your children before that time, fine. But if you have not, there's this fear. Where will I get school fees for them? Before you know it, high blood pressure will come and you just die before your time. Develop a skill. Know your strengths and your area of interest. Anybody can learn a skill. Skill is life, and life is skill. There are a lot of things that you can actually do. Profitable skill that can improve you. Like I told you, computer maintenance is one skill that I want people to really look at. Like in IT, there's only one guy in Abuja that knows how to repair laptop board. Do you know this guy? Everybody brings this. He didn't go to school. But if you see the car that is driving, even your PMG doesn't drive that kind of car. Because he's the only one that like I told you, I said, know your strength and your area of interest. Just pick one area of interest. Blogging, graphic designing. I talked about tailoring and somebody said, wait till I will go to tailoring. It may not be relevant to you, but I want to let you know that even I met a guy in Gbeshola's office, the GM counter. The guy works in Federal Inland Revenue. He's an IT consultant. He brought some clothes to Gbeshola's office, and then the one general manager special duty was there, and I said, man, these clothes are fine. No, they put them, they package them, and Gbeshola said that he's sending them abroad to his brother. So we were now looking at, there were many. He said the guy is sending it to UK. So the man now asked that what is the connection between you and this man that is bringing those clothes, and how much is each of the clothes? He said each of the clothes is about 80,000, and he brought about 10 of them. He now says the one that makes it. He's an IT, he's an IT consultant. He's a Federal Inland Revenue. That is his salary is 850,000, but he does tailoring. At once, he's making about how much? 80,000 times 10, 800,000. That work, it didn't take it up to 1 week. So you see, if this man retire from Federal Inland Revenue, he has something to fall back on. He can just be at home and he just be enjoying as like a leisure, and he's making money. And do you know that he said his wife is working in NTA and his wife is also a tailor. So you can actually develop a skill. Even outside the IT, you can learn anything. But all I want you to know is that, please, as an IT person, develop a skill. Getting the necessary information on specific business. I also want to let you know, introduce you to some businesses. Do not go into business because others are going into it. Take a calculated risk. Do not expect break-even point so quickly. Expect loss and maximize profits. Businesses opportunities that you can do, or you can actually check these things online. Online market shop. You can see airline ticketing. You can see POS transaction, drop shipping, buying and selling, packaging, doing existing things in a new way. Right? Now I'm going to explain all these things, like this air ticketing. A lot of people don't know that air ticketing has money. I'm doing air ticketing, and I know how much I actually generated from air ticketing. It got to a level that I began to lose interest when everybody in our office started doing air ticketing. So I lost interest. But if I'm in the States, the money I make in air ticketing, you see, in 2019, the money I made in air ticketing was up to ₦1 million.
I'm not sure.
Profit. Hello?
Hello, I'm with you.
Okay. The money I made in air ticketing in 2019 was up to ₦1 million.
Wow.
My profit.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
You understand?
The way
can you do for this Abuja?
So you see,
make a life.
There was a ticket I did there at first.
Hey.
What do we do for Lagos? You do for Atade for Ikeja.
I did a ticket. I made 250,000 that day in a ticket. You understand?
That's great.
Now look at POS transactions. People are saying you are an IT person, you are living in Jigawa. Do you know that you can apply for a POS free of charge? Nobody charges you anything for POS. They'll bring the POS to you. I will send a link to you people where you can actually register for the POS. Do you know if you have that POS, do you know this jam, this jam that they finished, you can put somebody with 100,000. If you have 100,000, you can put somebody in another shop or even close to your house and be selling jam form. And the money you will make in that jam form, you are not using NIPOST platform. But if you were using that POS and you are selling that jam form, for each of the form, NIPOST is making 110 naira for each form. But you are making 200 naira. 200 naira in each form if you are using the POS. So if you have 100,000 you invest in that money, before the full exercise will be finished, you will make 1 million. The reason why I did not go into that jam was because I was the national coordinator. If I start doing it, they go say I don't use NIPOST jam something. They will start talking about it. But see, these are the informations that some of us have that we are glad, we are happy every day that if anything happens, you can survive on your own. Do you know that WAEC's crash card is 1,000 naira? But do you know that you can actually get it online for 790 naira? And you can sell it for 900. Hello?
We are with you, Mr. Felix.
Hello, we are with you.
We
You
are
can
with
get
you.
it for 790 and you can sell it for 900. Student will
See
come.
money.
Imagine if you sell 100 copies and you are making 100 naira. That is money.
Yes.
You understand?
Exactly.
Do you know that the jam checking results is 1,000 naira, be 1,500. You can get it for 850. And you can resell. Now what happened is that just put one small logo, even use chalk or charcoal to write it. Get your ticket here. Get your jam scratch card here. Get your distance. Do you know how many people can patronize you? 1 + 1. There are places you will buy. You do VTU service. People buy a recharge card. Do you know that even on Jumia, I've gotten VTU service. If I calculate all the things that I've gotten using the VTU in Jumia, right? No, if I put some up together, there's no way I've not eaten up to 50,000 naira of VTU in Jumia. And there are some sites that are better on VTU than Jumia. So see, please, we try to see how you can do this thing. I'm talking about packaging, doing existing thing in a new way. Somebody is doing popcorn, somebody is doing plantain chips. Somebody brought plantain chips to our office, and everybody is rushing. When we started, it was like, what will be this one? But the demand was not even more than the production. Do you know what the person did? He just decided to put ginger inside. Packaging. And he packaged it. And everybody, because of that ginger, they just love it. So create something for yourself. You are in an office, especially those people in states. How can you be in state and you are broke? You can be in state and be broke. So try to do 1 or 2 things for yourself. How can I enhance my business with the use of the internet? Learn skills using the internet. Every day you are buying 1 gig, buying 2 gig, you are wasting all of them. Why can't you use the internet to empower yourself? Why can't you use the internet to enhance yourself, to enhance your business? Why can't you learn a lot of skills using the internet? Just go to YouTube. Once you have data, you go to YouTube, type whatever you want to learn. If you want to learn PHP, just say how to learn PHP from the scratch, from beginning. It will give you PHP beginning class 1, beginning class 2, beginning class 3, intermediary class 1, intermediary class 2, and you, before you know it, if you are diligent, that's why I say diligence. If you are diligent, before you know it, you'll be very surprised that you have become a master of PHP. And let me tell you, if you know PHP, right? You won't even stay in NIPOST anymore. They will be looking for you. All these companies that are into software development, they will be pursuing you. They will be running after you. So why do you have to kill yourself in NIPOST? Why, even if you have to kill yourself in NIPOST, why can't you learn a skill? Why can't you make yourself valuable? Why do you go to Facebook every time? Trending environment. You see Instagram. Every one of you go to Instagram every day and you are seeing, you are going to Instagram every day. Do you know that all these celebrities, they are not there, some of them are broke. It is Instagram that is giving them money. They charge a lot. A lot of people do adverts on Instagram. And some of you are just there following them. You can make use of it. You can just Google it. You can try to see something for yourself. YouTube, make use of it. Google AdSense, make use of it. Web design, blogging, freelancing, research work, and a whole lot of others. These are the trending environments where you can actually do one or two things for yourself. Look at the area of your competence. Look at the things that interest you and try to do one thing. You must not do everything, but look at something that interests you. Pick interest in it, develop in it. It will guide you and it will help you in the day of your retirement. Thank you. So,
thank you, Mr. Felix. Wow.
This is all I've got to tell you this evening. And I
Thank you so much.
That was a nice one.
Thank you,
So
Mr.
much.
Felix. God bless you.
Thank you very much.
God bless you, sir.
Inspired.
It's an eye opener.
Thank you so much.
Felix, can you tell them how to make money using blog
It's stagnant
on Google Advanced?
water that smells.
Thank you very, very much.
A river that flows and not smell. Because you have given to us, the Lord will renew you in Jesus' name. Thanks,
Very well.
Amen, my friend.
Amen.
God will
Amen.
bless you.
Amen. God bless you, Professor.
Amen.
Thank you so much. So please familiarize yourself. We've come to the end of the class for today. Amen. We've come to the end of the
Thank you
class.
so much,
You
sir.
can talk to yourself. Talk to yourself. We have come to the end of the class for today.
Mrs. Modi coming. Mrs. Modi coming.
Obioma, you there?
Obi-Wan.
I was thinking, why are you not joining us these days?
I am here now.
No, he's busy hacking coronavirus vaccine. Looking for this vaccine.
I'm looking for the vaccine.
How's Rivers now? How's
Rivers
your
doing
family?
this time?